They went up to the apartment. They came into contact with the person reporting, and they observed two individuals lying on the floor of the apartment suffering from gunshot wounds.
One of the victims died at the scene. The other was taken to a hospital where he later died. Right now, no arrests have been made, and police say there is no threat to the public. Reporter Abel Garcia talked with one resident and looked deeper into Nevada laws when it comes to a private owner selling guns. Abel.
Yeah, Joe, most certainly. Before we get to that, we want to describe the scene. When we first arrived here around 10 this morning, there was police tape completely blocking the front of this apartment complex. There were also investigators talking to some of these residents, trying to get more info about this homicide. But right now, I do want to point out some more developments. As you can see right here behind me, back at 5 o'clock, we were only seeing one private security team vehicle. Now we're seeing two. So I decided to go up to them, ask them, were they here before the homicide, or were they here as a result of the homicide? At this point, they are not providing us with any comment, but I did also speak to a resident who says they just don't understand how a homicide like this could happen at their apartment complex, or if this gun sale was illegal or not.
I was very shocked and very scared.
A wake-up call Matthew Cepeda never expected when he walked out of his apartment complex Friday morning. When he came outside, he found yellow police tape, a crime scene investigation vehicle, and detectives surrounding his complex.
It was very, very, very scary because I had a breakthrough in my door.
Cepeda says he's not surprised that a crime took place in his part of town. But when he found out two men were shot and killed in his apartment complex, he was shocked. Metro Police say Friday morning's homicide started as a gun sale, which led to a fight after two men tried to steal the gun from the seller.
It was an AR-15, and whether it was legal or not, as far as the people owning it, we haven't dug that far into the investigation.
Police say that what occurred this morning at that apartment complex was an attempted private party sale. Now, here at Gun Shop Las Vegas, I spoke to a gun expert who says in order for you to sell any type of firearm like this AR-15, you must go through a federal firearms license.
That person needs to come in, surrender the gun. They need to meet with that person that is also there to buy the gun. They discuss whatever they discuss. The gun comes out of that person's name. They go through a background check, which takes anywhere from 24 to 48 hours. And then the person who then passes the background check can come back and pick up the gun.
We all love the 43X.
Prior to 2020, gun expert Tom Whitfield says in Nevada, there was something he calls a gun show loophole, which allowed anyone to sell a gun anywhere without a background check as long as there was documentation of the sale. But Whitfield says starting January of 2020, that loophole was closed.
Every single background check, private, personal, anything, has to go through an FFL, which is a federal firearms license.
He says to get an FFL, the government needs to inspect your home or business to make sure you have all the gun safety requirements, including a safe. Whitfield says make sure to check in with your local gun store before selling your gun. Doing it on your own is illegal. And back out here live, as I mentioned before, we are still waiting to get more information from police to find out if whether or not this gun sale was legal or not, or if the seller ended up using that same AR-15 to kill both of these men. Now, I did also take some time to contact the property manager here at this apartment complex to find out if they had any more information about this homicide, but at this time, they did not want to comment. I'm Abel Garcia reporting live from Northeast Las Vegas.